All right, let's get started, guys.
What's the challenge when facing that offense?
Well, they got a number of featured guys, and it almost feels like, in a way, we're getting more familiar with these guys. After being in, usually when you're not playing your division teams as often. So they present a number of challenges. Just one, I think, terrific running backs. In terms of the style, the attitude, the way that they run. In terms, featured receivers, 13, 88, certainly guys, and then, Cam does a number of things, not just, with his arm, but the way he can extend plays with his feet. So, fortunately for us, we get to practice against a guy who's pretty good at extending plays as well. So, getting a chance, like on days like today and yesterday, where we get to go our own offense, I think that, as much as anything, helps get us ready for the style of runners and mobile quarterbacks. So we're fortunate that way that we get to play against Russ and the guys here every day.
Is the sheer quantity of the number of runs that they do kind of unique? It seems like they do a lot of different things.
Yeah, they've got a big playbook in the run game, and one of the things that is so remarkable about they've got a really, it's not just one guy who's doing it all the time. So you add in the quarterback as a runner, and it's a real factor.
Is he more decisive than most quarterbacks when he runs? He kind of puts his head down and goes.
I think he's a stronger runner than just from the sheer size, and certainly somebody that we respect and regard in that way. The extension of plays as well as the designed runs, for him to take it. So definitely a dual threat in the truest sense.
They've gotten Jonathan Stewart going the last 5-6 weeks. What's that done for their offense to have him going?
Yeah, he's somebody that we really respect a lot. I think it's the tackles that he breaks, the yards after contact, what a strong runner. And that's one of the things when we talk about tackling every week, and we talk about the opponents and the real style of how they run. So yeah, he's somebody that we hold in high regard.
With Cam and his size, he was able to shed a couple of your linemen in the game earlier this season on possible sacks. I mean, obviously they know he's a big guy, but do you re-emphasize that at all?
I think you do. Just he's really strong up even in his core, and we've seen that all season where a guy up on the top can fall off him, and I think when you see some of the big, tall guys who can do that, we've seen it with him, we've seen it with Roethlisberger through the years, where those guys who have such core strength and they're over the top and they're just finishing. So finishing is the real emphasis for us. And sometimes it might not be the first guy that gets there, it's the second, the third, the fourth, the effort. And really that's when we're at our best, when you feel that special effort of our defense. And yeah, great challenge for us, one we can't wait to be a part of.
At what point did you feel Bruce Irvin was an every down guy, that he'd finally turn a corner and wasn't just a pass rusher?
Well, really all the way back from last year. When we moved him to linebacker, we said, okay, this is going to be a person that's going to be every down. So, he didn't start the year where he was not able to be in all the packages early. But we really felt like as it went through, we knew the evaluation on him. He was, could play all the stuff on his feet. And then when we got into this year through the offseason, he worked incredibly hard to become a pass rusher as well as a linebacker. And I think all the work that he's put in is now kind of coming together, and he's really feeling it, both as a rusher and as a backer.
What's that done for the defense to not have to sub him out on situations now?
Yeah, it's huge for us, and I think his development as a rusher has been huge for Mike. It's been huge for Cliff, and in his own right, it's helped those guys because he's now as the factor that we anticipated him being. So he's on a terrific run in terms of the attitude, the style that he plays with. So we couldn't be more pleased with where he's at.
And when you came back here, how did you set about sort of shaping the team's defensive identity?
Well, fortunately for me, I came back to a terrific spot with a number of good coaches with the coach here. So for me, it was more being inclusive as part of the group, and then finding ways to help feature some of the guys. Bruce being included, or how to use the players in our best way. So I don't know if there's any wholesale changes. I'd defer to Coach on that. I was fortunate to come back and to be a part of a group of defensive guys and coaches that it was awesome. So in that way, I don't know if the identity was any different. We just had some new pieces that we wanted to mix in, and that was Cliff, and that was Michael Bennett, and how to use different guys as part of the package. So I think it was more how does everybody fit it all together.